Alrighty guys, this is Drax and we are back with another Apex video. This time it's going to be my top 5 tips for winning Apex Legends Season 6. These are going to be quite in-depth tips so you can fully understand them and then use them in your game. As always, make sure to like, sub, share and comment if you do find any of these tips useful, as it does really help me and the channel out. So now I'd like to get straight into the tips, and starting at number 1, we're going to be talking about the new edition, the big edition, the Replicator. And this you can use to get better items, but more often than not, you're going to be using it to level up your armor and also get ammo. Now there's a few tricks with the Replicator that I've found that may help you out a bit more, but overall you definitely should be using this a lot. One of those tricks is that when you go for an armor level up, if your armor is already cracked, then you put it into the Replicator. Say you've got no shields, maybe you're low on shields and you want to get your armor back full. In a rough situation, you may be able to get away from a fight and think, I've got no shields, but I would like to go into the next fight with shields. Well, you can go to the Replicator. I think it costs 45 materials, and then you can level up your armor with another 100 damage on it. So you're also getting closer to the next level, and this will also recharge your armor for you. Now, that won't work, of course, if it is full red evo, but it is a good trick if you have any levels below that. Also, while still on the topic of the Replicator, we have an ammo trick for it as well, which is if you grab 2 weapons of the same type, you can, of course, print double the ammo. So you might have, what I tend to find this season, is an energy weapon and a shotgun maybe, and you don't want to print so much shotgun ammo, maybe not so much sniper ammo if that's your secondary. So you can drop the shotgun or the sniper and pick up another energy weapon and print 2 lots of energy ammo at the same time. Also, you have to note that if you just want to print maybe for one gun, you can just drop your shotgun and just print for the one gun as well, and it will only charge you 5 materials instead of 10 for printing for just one gun, so that's saving you your precious materials if you would like to use them on something else, such as upgrading that armor. Moving on to the second tip, and this is to level up that evil armor early. Now one way of doing that is of course with the Replicator, as we just talked about, but the other way and the main way is to get into fights. And I say this because it is so important. You have to level up your evil armor, because if you get to the end fight, maybe the last 3, the last 2, and you've still got white, maybe blue armor, then I think you're going to be at a severe disadvantage. Say the other team's been in a lot of fights and has level 5 evo. Now what I'm not saying here is full send it at the beginning of the game, go crazy, charge into the other team. What I'm saying here is just get some damage out so you can level up that evil armor early. And one very good way of doing that is to use sniper rifles. Now, they're all over the place. They seem to be spawning more than ever before. And I think that's one where the dev's saying use these. So that's what you should be doing. Early game, I think you should grab a sniper and just taking some pot shots. Just trying to get some early damage in and leveling up that evil a bit. Once you got at least blue, I would say start pushing in for more fights and go from there. Now my third tip, we're going to be talking about the use of survey beacons and the use of recon characters, that being Pathfinder, Bloodhound and Crypto. All 3 of these can use the survey beacons now, and of course that is to find the next ring location. So important in Apex Legends. More often than not, in shooter games I would say positioning can be more important than even your aim. Of course you do have to kill the targets as well. But with all 3 of these characters now being able to find the next ring location, you have to decide which recon character should I use. But they all have better benefits now, so we'll just talk about those a little. Pathfinder gets his ultimate refreshed every time he uses a survey beacon, and he also gets the cooldown shortened by up to 60 seconds, I believe, so half the time if you want to use that ultimate more often. Crypto, he can instantly scan for the next ring on the survey beacon, and he can also collect all of his banners, of course, as you could always do before, all of his team banners if your team goes down, and you are able to respawn your team instantly. So it's instant survey beacon usage and an instant respawn. So that's something to think about if you want to use Crypto a bit more. And then we have Bloodhound, the final recon character. And I have to say, I think he's my favourite of the three. Constant wall hacks during his ultimate now. I've been using him a lot this season, and it is a big deal to know where your enemies are. Wall hacks, normally, you'd have to download an illegal program for them, but in this case, Bloodhound can just use them all the time during that ultimate, so it is quite a big deal. And he can also, of course, use the survey beacon now. About the same speed as Pathfinder when he uses the survey beacon, so it does put him at risk. So make sure you are safe when you're using the survey beacon with either Pathfinder or Bloodhound. Maybe get a teammate to cover you, but Crypto can do it instantly. So that's something to think about with all three of the recon characters right there. Next we head to a tip which is specific to Kings Canyon, and this is to head to the bunkers located across the map to pick up fully kitted gold weapons. Now there are 4 of these and they change time to time, but currently they are the Gold Devo, the Flatline, the Triple Take, and the Gold Mastiff. My 2 favourites being the Gold Devotion and the Triple Take. What I'll probably do for this video as I edit it is add the locations on the screen round about now, so you can see where to go if you want to pick one of these up. But having the fully kitted gold weapon, maybe at the start of the game if you drop there, can give you quite a big advantage, and some of these weapons are absolutely devastating when they are fully kitted. So make sure you do take advantage of these gold weapons. And then my final tip, number 5, the weapons to use this season. A couple we just mentioned as the gold versions, but basically some were buffed, some were brought back into general spawn loot along with the turbocharger, and the other one is brand new. Let's start with that new one. We are talking about the Volt SMG. Super easy to use, energy weapon damage, basically the energy R99, need I say more. Then of course we have the Devotion. Yes, it is still OP. It used to be a care package weapon, and to be honest, it needs to go back to being one. The Triple Take, it can shoot faster now, making it the best DPS sniper rifle if it wasn't already before. It even has the built-in precision choke now, which often you had to find before. A phenomenal weapon to use, and one of those that you should be using at the start of the game, probably always to level up that evo. And I have to go and give a mention to the Mozambique now. Now with 4 shots per mag, get hammer point on this baby, and it works insanely well as a secondary once their shields are cracked. It can actually be a devastating weapon to use, and you might shock your enemies when you're using this one with the damage output that can be done with the Mozambique and that hammer point. Got it! 34 damage from here with a Mozambique. And so guys, with that, that's my 5 top tips for winning in Season 6. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Yes, we did go a bit more in depth with each point, but I just kind of wanted you guys to understand where I was coming from each of these points, and so you could use them fully in your game. If you would like to see some of my gameplay, maybe come hang out in chat, then you can of course always pop over to twitch.tv/Drax21Gaming as we stream most days from 7 PM UK time over there. Once again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now. In front right here. Oh, there. Oh, boys. Triple take, man. Bam.